Okay, I've heard you refer to yourself as a recovering JavaScript addict. Please explain to me what you mean by that.
Yeah, I'd extend it to beyond just JavaScript. I think JavaScript is by far the worst offender. But in my view, like computer science exists for the sake of the scientist more than for the sake of the computer, right? So JavaScript sort of is the most compliant of compliant partners that one would ever get, right? So the problem with that is, you know, if you hang out with people who are too accommodating of your flaws, you know, they end up enabling your flaws. They end up like creating feedback loops for your flaws, and a whole bunch of things really like start getting off kilter, right? So there's many potential places where I can start with why JavaScript specifically is a very, very bad offender, but too many things are viewed by JavaScript as being okay to do, right? So for instance, like if you have a specific type of value that you're working with, JavaScript will allow you to change that type of value to literally anything from one use to the next use, for instance, right? And whilst this might feel convenient to someone learning to program or who wants to get started with development, it causes a massive cascade of difficulties downstream for developers. Like if we take one thing, imagine you, not imagine, I mean, many of the people listening to this would have gone through this. Imagine you had a situation where you have a large code base, you have a lot of stuff that you've implemented, but some of it is not ideally implemented. In JavaScript, for you to refactor that, because of this allowance to do it any way that you see fit, JavaScript has no capacity to help you and guide you down the line of essentially refactoring that code in a safe way. I challenge anyone listening to this talk to go find a refactoring tool for JavaScript, you know, that is even remotely close to the quality of refactoring tools that were available in normal Visual Studio from the 2000s, right? Like it's incredibly difficult to just take something like a existing code base, refactor it, and sort of like get some stuff to, you know, to functionally be the same, but to be in a better condition. Like that's one example of why it's pretty painful, specifically in JavaScript, to build any sort of complex system.